Welcome back to the channel. Frank here, and today I'm giving you a fast focused look at the 2026 Jeep Wrangler trim levels and standard features. 2026 is a big one because this is Jeep's 85th anniversary, and the headline news is the return of the 6.4-liter Hemi V8, now offered in both the Willys 392 and Moab 392. The plug-in 4xe is gone for this run, the door hinges were redesigned so the doors come off without tools, and every Wrangler now runs the 12.3-inch touchscreen standard. The Wrangler comes as a 2-door or a 4-door on select trims, and we've got 10 trims to cover. The core lineup is the Sport, Sport S, Willys, Sahara, Rubicon, Rubicon X, the new Willys 392, and the Moab 392, plus two special editions built off of those, the 85th anniversary and the Willys 41. Pricing runs from $36,035 for a 2-door Sport up to $79,995 for the Moab 392. Let's break them down. We start with the Sport, the foundation of the whole lineup. It opens the range at $36,035 for the 2-door, and the 4-door runs about $3,000 more. Under the hood is the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, 285 horsepower, paired to a standard 6-speed manual and the Command Track part-time 4-wheel drive system with solid axles front and rear. The one genuinely modern thing here is the 12.3-inch Uconnect 5 touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that screen is standard on every trim now. Here's the safety baseline that carries across every Wrangler, so I'll only say it once. A backup camera, stability and traction control, electronic roll mitigation, hill start assist, and trailer sway damping. But the Sport is where the driver assist story is thinnest. There is no adaptive cruise at all, just basic speed control, and even forward collision warning isn't here yet. Add cloth low back seats, a small 3.5-inch black and white driver display, the standard 8-speaker audio, halogen headlamps, manual mirrors, and manual AC, and you've got a blank canvas. Perfect if you plan to build it yourself, skip it if you want any real comfort out of the box. The Sport S starts at $39,685 as a 2-door, about $3,650 over the Sport, and it's the one most base buyers actually want, mostly for safety reasons. This is where forward collision warning and enhanced adaptive cruise control finally show up, so it's a real functional jump, not just trim. On top of that, you get automatic headlamps, power heated mirrors, gray styled wheels, deep tint sunscreen glass, a Gorilla Glass windshield, a premium wrapped wheel, and a security alarm. You're still in cloth seats, still looking at a small black and white cluster, and still on 8 speakers, but the everyday convenience and driver assist step forward makes this the practical floor for a daily driver. Here's where the lineup turns off-road. The Willys starts at $43,755 as a 2-door, and it's still offered in both body styles. It keeps the Command Track case but bolts on the real trail hardware. Heavy-duty Dana 44 axles front and rear, a True-Lock locking rear differential, 33-inch mud-terrain tires, rock protection sill rails, off-road plus mode, and a power dome vented hood. Notice what does not change. You're still in cloth seats with no heat, the base black and white cluster, and 8-speaker audio. Every dollar over the Sport S went into capability, not the cabin. And that's exactly why the Willys is the value pick for most buyers. It gives you Rubicon adjacent trail ability for thousands less. If you wheel occasionally and don't need front lock or rock crawling, this is the smart money Wrangler. The 85th anniversary edition changes direction. At $47,240, it's 4-door only. It sets the Willys off-road hardware aside and leans into heritage style and comfort, riding on the 2-liter Turbo 4 and the 8-speed automatic. That turbo actually makes more torque than the V6 at 295 pound-feet and returns 21 miles per gallon combined. This is also the trim where the cabin wakes up. You finally get the larger 7-inch digital driver display, Alpine premium audio, heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, remote start, and adaptive cruise with full stop and go. Add the plaid seat inserts, bronze tow hooks, and 85th badging, and you've got the collectible comfort trim. You're back on all-season tires and Command Track, so it's a road-friendly cruiser, not a rock crawler. The Sahara is the paved road Wrangler. It starts at $48,910, and like the anniversary trim, it's 4-door only. Same Turbo 4 and 8-speed automatic, and it runs the biggest wheels in the range, 18-inch wheels on 255 all seasons, plus a body color grille and fender flares, heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, the 7-inch digital cluster, remote start, and adaptive cruise with stop. Here's the surprise though. For a comfort-focused trim near $49,000, the Sahara sticks with the standard 8-speaker audio instead of Alpine, and blind spot monitoring still isn't available. It also deliberately skips the lockers tires and mud tires and stays on command track. What you're paying for is the most comfortable, most livable Wrangler on the highway. This is the one for the buyer whose off-roading is a gravel road to the trailhead. Think of the Willys 41 as the Willys off-road package wearing a heritage tuxedo, and it's a four-door only special edition at $49,335. It carries the same trail hardware, the heavy-duty Dana 44s, the True-Lock rear locker, off-road tires, rock rails, and Off-Road Plus here on the Turbo 4. Then it layers on the retro theme, a premium tan soft top, a black and heritage tan interior, 41 decals, fully painted wheels, and all-weather Mopar mats. But watch the cabin because this is the real head-scratcher of the lineup. At over $49,000, you're still on the base 3.5-inch black and white cluster, still on 8 speakers, and still without heated seats. You're paying for capability and vintage curb appeal, not tech or comfort. This one's for the buyer who wants Willys grit with old-school looks and doesn't care about the screen. Now the Icon, and here's a pricing surprise. The Rubicon starts at just $46,610 as a two-door, which actually undercuts the 85th, the Sahara, and the Willys 41 you just saw. Step up to the four-door and it's about $50,500, but in two-door form, this is the most off-road hardware you can buy for the money. This is where you get the serious rock crawling gear. The 4-to-1 Rock Track heavy-duty transfer case, True-Lock lockers front and rear, 410 gears, 33-inch off-road tires, a Vinet Performance hood, and heavy-duty brakes back on the V6 and standard manual. On tech, it's better than people expect with the 7-inch digital cluster and bright interior accent standard. Where it stays hardcore is the seats. Even at this price, you're in cloth manual buckets with no heat, and it runs enhanced adaptive cruise rather than the full stop-and-go version. All the money went underneath. If you actually crawl rocks, this is the benchmark, and you buy it for what's beneath the sheet metal. The Rubicon X is the loaded Rubicon starting at $56,560 as a two-door. Every bit of that Rock Track dual locker hardware carries straight over, and then it adds everything the base Rubicon skips. This is also the first trim in the entire lineup to offer blind spot and cross path detection, which is worth pausing on, because you can't get it on the Sahara at any price. On top of that, Napa leather with power heated front seats, a body color hardtop, steel bumpers, the front trail camera in the grille, Alpine audio, navigation, and auto dimming mirror. That $10,000 jump over the Rubicon is essentially safety tech, leather, and steel armor. This is the do-everything Wrangler for buyers who refuse to choose between trail capability and a premium cabin. Next is the four-door only Willys 392 at $69,995, and this is where the V8 enters the lineup. Under the hood is the 6.4-liter Hemi with 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet, paired with an 8-speed automatic and select-track full-time four-wheel drive. It also gets 456 gears, heavy-duty Dana 44 axles, a True-Lock locking rear differential, 35-inch tires, 11.1 inches of ground clearance, steel bumpers, and rock rails. And this is no stripped-down performance special. Napa leather, heated power seats, Alpine audio, navigation, blind spot monitoring, and the front trail camera all standard. This is the lower price way into a factory V8 Wrangler with serious off-road hardware and a fully loaded cabin. And at the top, the Halo is the four-door only Moab 392 at $79,995. It uses the same 6.4-liter Hemi V8, 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet, an 8-speed automatic, and a 0 to 60 time of around 5 seconds. It runs a 272-to-1 select-track full-time case, front and rear lockers, 456 gears, and 35-inch tires straight from the factory. Inside you get the full load, Napa leather, heated power seats, Alpine audio, navigation, blind spot monitoring, and paddle shifters on a sport wheel. Fun detail for the on-screen card, those 35s cap the top speed at 110 miles per hour. Yes, it's 14 miles per gallon and nearly $80,000. This is the fastest, loudest, most capable Wrangler Jeep will sell you. Pure want, zero need, and glorious for it. Packages actually matter here, so it's worth a fast look. The Extreme 35-inch tire package bolts on factory 35s into a Willys or a Rubicon for $29.95, Moab level rubber without the V8 price tag. The technology group is the real steal, under $700 for 16 or 17 features on the Sahara or Rubicon. And here's a gap worth knowing. Adaptive Cruise isn't available on the Sport at all. You need at least a Sport S to add it. That's just the highlights. I put together a full written breakdown covering every package on every trim, plus everything else this video doesn't have room for, over at BillPriceOption.com. It runs about 5,500 words, easily the most thorough breakdown of this lineup you'll find anywhere online. Links in the description. Which one to buy? Quick recommendations. Best value is the Willys, real trail hardware without the Rubicon price. Best daily driver is the Sahara, as long as you can live live without the blind spot monitoring. The best all-around off-roader is the Rubicon, and in two-door form, it's also the smartest hardware buy in the whole lineup. Want that capability with leather, safety tech, and a hardtop? That's the Rubicon X. And the Moab 392 is the flagship for anyone who wants the V8 and doesn't care what it costs. For most buyers, it comes down to Willys or Sahara, depending on whether you point it at the trail or the highway. Competition. For cross-shopping, the Ford Bronco is the direct rival and the closest thing to the Wrangler's open-air experience. The Toyota 4Runner is more refined on-road but can't drop its roof or doors. And the Land Rover Defender brings more luxury for a lot more money. The Wrangler still wins on removable doors and roof and factory locker availability, and it still trails the field on ride quality and highway manners. If open-air capability is the priority, nothing else quite matches it. So there you go, a fast-focused rundown of every 2026 Jeep Wrangler trim level. Whether you're eyeing the sport or going all in on the V8 Moab 392, there's a Wrangler built for you. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more car breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.